Okay. Aloha, everyone, in another level living land. Welcome to another episode of Freedom Fridays. We're so happy that you're here with us. We have an amazing message and an awesome special guest to share with you today. Let me just tell you what this show is about. It's really about supporting you as an entrepreneur and achieving success in business and life harmony so that you can stress less, strengthen your relationships, lead with much more energy, ease, momentum, work smarter, not harder, and create time, money, and emotional freedom. This is the time to be able to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. And that part about working smarter, not harder, that's what I'm all about. We never want to get so busy making a living that we forget to make a life. So please give a round of applause and welcome to our amazing special guest today, Barbara Ellison. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, this is absolutely so much fun. I love coming on. So thank you so much for having me, Heather. How are you doing? It's good.
You're absolutely welcome. My pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a treat. Let me tell you who this amazing lady is, okay? Barbara Ellison is a speaker, author, a show host, a personality trainer, and a dream coach, and also a wellness brand partner. She works with young at heart adults to slow down the aging process so they can have physical, mental, financial wellness and enjoy their life. Barbara is on a mission to make happiness the norm. Oh, I love that. By awakening the world to be happy, healthy, and financially abundant, free lives. And what she's going to be sharing today is our topic on how to maximize our marketing. We all want to be able to do that. She's going to teach us how to learn personality science that impacts our profits. So Barbara, I'm so great and honored that you're here to be able to share this message with us today. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get into it though, I want to hear from you kind of like what led you to this area, to this journey of making this a big message to share with the world.
You know, sometimes it's just the littlest thing. A friend of mine, many years ago, I had the privilege of being in a thing called the Next Impactor. It was a competition. And so we had that and I was blessed to make it into the top 50 of it. And it was all about how you impact the world and what you're doing and those kinds of things. And at the last part of it, on the finale, we had this big celebration here in Chicago, and a friend of mine flew in from San Diego that we were all on the same group together. And so we were rooming together. And the next day she said to me, she said, well, gee, now, we were talking about, well, now the competition is over. Now what? One of those things. And she looked at me and she said, well, Barb, what do you want? And it was from the depth of my soul. I realize now that it just came out that I just want people to be happy.
Love that.
And that was pivotal. I think every one of us can look back on one moment that we knew that we knew that we knew. That was one of those moments. I call them come to Jesus moments. That it was that was an instant download. So from that point, everything now has come that I want people to be happy. Well, what goes into happiness? Well, and that's why I'm the founder of the Wellness Playroom. And because what does wellness entail? Wellness is more than just not being sick. It's about having wellness in your relationships. Yes, having wellness in your physical body, absolutely, but also having wellness in your wealth.
Yeah.
And so it was like, okay, so if that's what I believe, how do I put all that together? And it has been absolutely a joy to be on this journey. And part of it is it starts with personality science. I became a personality science long before I found my mission.
So let me just pause you for one moment. I love that you had shared that, you just want everybody to, or wants the world to be happy. And, there was a study that was done maybe about 15 years ago, before even the pandemic, where on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 was like totally happy and 1 was like not at all happy, a majority of the world was like at 2 or 3.
Yep.
Oh,
and in this country, we were barely 1 or 2. There are some countries like over in the Baltic states, Norway, Sweden, They're at like 6 and 7.
Right.
Here in the States, we're at 3 and 4.
Oh, we have to change that. We have to
change it. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. We need to change that. And it starts with, but the thing is, it starts with knowing yourself. And that's why when I became a personality science trainer, that was when I really totally understood me. What makes me me? Like, what am I good at? And one of the biggest things that I work with my clients, especially women, I'm going to pick on the girls for a minute, ladies. Quit beating yourself up for the things that you're not and celebrate the things that you are.
Oh, that's so good. I hope y'all are listening to this because, a lot of times it's easy for us to focus on the things that are going wrong, right?
Exactly.
But there's so many things that are going right. If we could just focus on just one or two of those and live in that.
So when I found personality science, it was like, oh, that's why I do that. Oh, that's why I do that. And on the other side of it, oh, that's why I'm not good at that. And I quit beating myself up for the things that I'm not good at. I acknowledge them and I'm working on them. Like one of my things was tech has not been my friend. Let's put it out there. And yet in these last couple of years, it's like, wow, because I've been working on it. You can see the things that if you want to work on them, but celebrate the things that you are really good at. Celebrate the things that make you who you are. And the thing is, I find so many people also, they focus on what they're doing. But it's okay, like Heather, who are you? And I'm not picking on you, but just you're sitting in front of me. Heather, who are you within what you do?
A lot of times people think that our value.
So many don't. Many people don't know.
They think that our value is based on what we do, right?
Exactly.
But the reality is based on, but it's really based on who we are.
Yeah. Who are you within what you do? Because lots of times, and I find that because I'm in direct sales, I do direct sales. I'm a wellness brand partner for a company that is phenomenal. I love them. I love their products, so I have no problem sharing them with them. The thing is though, so often people come into direct sales and they become the Tupperware lady, or they become the Revlon lady, or they become the whatever, rather than building who they are and using what their tool is. Use your tool, absolutely, but know who you are. So like with me, I am a midlife mentor. That's who I am. I want people, especially y'all, like I just turned 72. I feel
oh my
better
gosh,
now.
you look like 50. Less than that too. Wow.
I just turned 72. I feel better now at 72 than I did at 42. So, I mean, I want people to age successfully.
Now, I got a question for you. So, that part about, first of all, this is amazing wisdom. Absolutely amazing wisdom. Because like that part about like, it's so easy for us to focus on working for other people or tying to a brand or tying to someone else's thing. But a lot of times we resist owning ourselves and letting that be the lead that actually makes the selling of a product or something much easier. And, I tell people it's about being in the me only brand. Like, oh, you sell Melaleuca? Oh, me too. Then how does that differentiate you? But, like, how can you be in the me only? I'm the only company that does this. So how does that so tell us about how this all leads into, our topic for today. How can we be able to leverage this to maximize our marketing?
Okay. One of the things is that knowing who you're talking to. But it starts with you. So that's where one of the tools that I use is personality science. And personality science has been around for over 2,500 years. The thing is though, back then, it was from Hippocrates, and he delivered what he called the 4 temperaments. And you can look that up, the 4 temperaments. And that's how he was the father of modern medicine. The thing is now over the years, it has come a long way. And most people understand personality. There's all sorts of personality assessments. There's DISC and there's MBTI and there's the color wheel and there's the animals and the whatever. I've lost track of how many I've done. There's gems and the elements, and there's all sorts of things that highlight certain parts of personalities. Well, most of those are based in psychology. Why do we do what we do? One of the things that I like about it's called bank, and I'm going to explain what the letters mean. But with our bank, it's based in biology, BUY. Why are people going? And it was originally started to highlight why people would make buying decisions. The thing is, it's not just about buying a product or a service. It's about having your children buy into the fact that you're the mom and that you want them to pick up their room. Every child reacts differently. You cannot say the same thing to every child and have them react different and have them react
totally different personalities, each single one of them.
Every single one of them. So we have it's called bank. The B stands for blueprints. The blueprint people, they tend to be the more, we call it being in the box. So they tend to be more traditional. They like structure. They like to follow the rules. They have a sense of duty. And they love to have a budget. They make lists. Who do you know that makes lists? There's lots of people that make lists. They like having a budget. They like having a guarantee, those kinds of things. They don't like clutter, that kind of stuff. So when you have somebody like that, okay, that's how you're going to talk to them. They want to know about, are you like in your business? So say you have a company, they're the ones that are going to want to know about your process. What are you going to do to make sure that I get my things on time and that it comes with a good reputation? That's what because they like structure and they like following the rules and planning. Okay. But then you get the people that are the action people. Well, the box, what box? They're so far out of the box that they don't care about the box. They're the ones that they tend to be entrepreneurs and they tend to be actors and they love competition and they love to, they don't like having bosses. They're very totally spontaneous. They love competition. Hey, when's the next thing coming? What's the next best thing coming along?
Wow.
That's how they are. So, but then you get the next group, that's the A part. Okay, then the N part is the nurturers. They're the ones that they like to be part of a group. They love to be, they're the ones that they come up to and they're like, oh yeah, they're just so friendly and they're so helpful and they want to make an impact in the world. That's me. I want to make
That's me too. That's why we probably connected so well.
That's why we connect so well. That's where it is. But then the knowledge people, they're the techies. They're the techies of the world. They love the data. Give them all the research and they'll be happy. They will research. The problem with that sometimes with them is that they get into analysis paralysis. So now you have a company. So now the things that I share with people about why this is important. Say you have somebody that is a blueprint. Say you're an action person and you go to that blueprint person and say, wow, we're going to make $1 million in the first 2 days. We're going to have, this is a great opportunity. We're doing this. That blueprint person is just going to tune you out and walk away from you because they want to know about the stability of your company. So that goes down each one of the 4 ones that I just talked about. You have to know not who you are, who is the person that you're talking to? What are they going to want?
This is so huge. I mean,
so huge,
because a lot of times, and I sometimes when I'm talking with entrepreneurs and they recognize this probably like a couple years into the business, because a lot of times we think that the people that we're talking to have the same mindset and the same, same structure. So like if we're a person that loves like templates and systems and stuff like that, we're thinking that everyone's going to love those things. and we may connect to some of the people who do, but then we miss out on some of the other ones. We just need to connect with them in a different way.
Exactly.
So
And
it's so important to know who you're dealing with and who you're talking with, and talk to them the way that they understand.
How they want to be talked to. And let's say one of the statistics is, and this is from Salesforce. No, it's not. It's from the Chally Group. From the Chally Group, they did, and this was back in the 50s. 30, yeah, if not, maybe not quite that far back, but they did a thing on personality and sales. 18%, only 18% of people will buy from someone who is not their personality match. And just because maybe you were in the right place at the right time, and they'll buy it because they need it. Absolutely. Only 18% though. So where does the other 62% go? 82% go? Well, they want to deal with people who are their personality match. And so with how to put that statistic into the vernacular of today, guess what we call it?
What?
The know, like, and trust factor.
Yes, people do business with people that they know, like, and trust.
Well, in order for you to know, like, and trust someone, you tend to gravitate to the people who have your same value. So now and you're not changing, and I'm not saying that you have to change yourself, but just be aware of, so like when I'm talking to somebody, if I know, like and there's a very easy way, we have an assessment that you can find out in less than 90 seconds what their personality is. And most people love to talk about themselves.
Ooh.
So they will do it. Hey, so like with me, before I'm going to talk to somebody, hey, you want to do this fun thing? It'll take you 90 seconds. You'll learn a few things about yourself, and it'll help me to serve you better.
I like it.
That's what I do.
Let me pause for one moment.
Sure.
So Barbara has allowed for us to be, she went through these 4 types of big buying personalities based on buying behavior. And I just wanted to hear from the people in the comments below, which one did you resonate to? Like, so we're going to give you this awesome free personality test. Barbara has a gift for us with that. So therefore you can really be able to see, but which one kind of spoke to you the most? So let me get it right. Was it the blueprint, the action, the nurturers, and the knowledge people? Which one are you, do you think? And then we're going to have you take this test so we can be able to see kind of really where you are.
And the thing is that people, and all your audience, it is such fun. It is really fun to do it. The thing is that we are part of, and if you're saying, going, well, ooh, I don't know. Gee, but that sounds, but that sounded like me. That sounded like me. We are one of all 4 of them. They're all 4, they're all 4 within us. It's just which one is predominant. So I'll share with you what my code is. Okay. So my code is NABK. That's my code. That's the line that they're in. My nurturer, that's my nurturing. I want to make a difference in the world. I want everybody to be happy. I want everybody to get along. I don't like conflict. I just want, like, ooh, let's just get along. And I just hug people. Oh, just come on, you just need a hug. That's my main code. My second code is action. Well, action is my bright red lipstick. Because I like color. I like color. So that's my, and that's the fact that I'm an entrepreneur and that I'm a podcast host. That's my action part, because I love being on stage. I love helping people that way. But then my blueprint is like, heaven forbid if you're late, because we like blueprints, like structure. Hand me a blueprint, hand me a blueprint and but then give me a step-by-step direction on how to use it. Don't just hand it to me. Okay, Heather, you have to work with me one-on-one to make me understand this, because I need to have that, because that's my third code. But then my knowledge part of me, the data part. Okay, yeah, just no, cut to the bottom line. But give me the high points. But I love science fiction and I love gadgets.
So, I'm smiling so much for a couple of reasons, okay? Because my biggest takeaway from what we talked about is that beauty of the knowing that we're all 4. And that, there's a favored one, there's a preferred one, there's this rank order. Barbara, I just finished teaching my communication mind mastery NLP practitioner training, and I showed them about like how they best learn information, because we're visual, auditory, kinesthetic, auditory, digital. We can be some of all four, but there's a preference. Right? And what's beautiful is to be able to own and honor all four parts of us. Wow. So
can I tell you, I'm going to tell on myself. I've named them all. I've named them.
Tell me more.
I've named them in my brain. I've named them because they're all definitely different. Like my nurturer, I mean, she tends to be my doubter. She's like, oh, are you sure? Because we don't like to be left out. So, gee, is this the right decision? It's that doubting. My action person, that's Desiree. Hey, let's just do it and go. That kind of stuff. So I've named them because they're all four part of us.
I love that.
And one of the things, and this is a little bit out there, but it's not woo-woo. It's just, and more people are, and more of the scientists are proving this, is that you can ask each part, like once you get the assessment, you can, and what code you're in, you can ask them, do you have a name? And they will tell you. Because it's with everything in the universe, we are part of it. So you can ask the person within you, like I ask, what's your name? And they tell me.
See, here's what I love. Okay. So if everyone listening, if you have you sometimes may feel like there are these conflicts. Oh, I'm this person, or I feel this way. And then another time you notice that, that might be some different personalities, and it's all beautiful. Your mind is all beautiful.
Exactly.
And so learning more about how it works, and then also being able to understand how other people's mind works. It's just beautiful. And there's no one that is exactly the same.
Can I give you a short story to explain that?
Sure. Yeah.
We have time?
We got a few minutes, so gotta give us the big picture version.
Okay, big picture. My husband was the polar opposite of me. We were going on our very first trip, and so we were going to go from Chicago to LA, drive across the desert to Las Vegas. I came home one day and he had all maps and atlases out on our floor. I said, David, what are you doing? He said, I'm planning our trip. I said, what trip? He said, the trip we're taking. We're going out to. I said, okay, fine. I understand that trip, honey, but we're doing that in November. This is August. He's the planner. He looked up at me in total shock and said, well, when are you going to figure out how we are going to get from LA to Las Vegas? I said, David, when I get in the rental car in LA.
It's beautiful.
That was funny. Do you think it made a difference in other parts of our marriage, though?
Oh my gosh, that's another thing. I mean, seriously, how does this impact our relationships? A lot of times we think that the person should think exactly like us and be exactly like us, but they're totally different. And you guys got to be able to honor their own confused, beautiful mind too. I'm reading this one book that me and my husband, we got from our marriage retreat. And it says, the name of the book is One of Us is Crazy, and I'm pretty sure it's you. Right? And it's so beautiful because the reality is no, opposites attract, and for a reason. That's why we grow, we learn. But the more that we understand and step into and see the realities and the perceptions of ourselves and other people, the more powerful we can be in our communication, in our business, in our marketing. Oh,
yeah. And one of the things that I have, what I do is lots of times, like I will have, if I can do it with couples, it's great, or a team. Or if you're in a business, or like with me, I'm in a business. So it's like I use it. And I have them all do their personality test, look at it, read it, understand, and just say, oh, yeah, okay. But don't tell each other until you actually sit down and have it in front of you. Okay, and you go to the first code. Okay, what are you? What are you? Oh, what part of that am I? What part of that are you? Because my first code could be your third code.
Yeah. And
so it's so important to do that.
And it's so interesting because I feel like how it can overlap with like love languages.
Oh, exactly.
Being able to understand, because people, regardless of what business or what industry you're in, there's always going to be relationships, your business relationships,
Exactly.
your life relationships. And I
Mhm.
can see how this can be able to help you with both. So what we're going to do is we're going to put we should share with them the link to
Yep.
your personality test for them to try
Yep.
this out on their own, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then how can they be able to get a hold of you? You know,
You, yeah, you can just reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. If you want to email me, you can email Barbara at trendsinmarketingenterprises.com.
so
And yeah, reach out to
So,
me.
wow, everyone, put your biggest takeaway in the chat below. Barbara, thank you so much for being
You
here
are
with us.
most welcome.
This was amazing. Another awesome
Oh,
episode of Freedom Fridays, thanks to you. And
thank you.
we
Thanks
look
for
forward
having
to
me.
trying out this assessment and just appreciate all that you're doing in the world. Keep up the good work. And as we continue to rise and expand, we will definitely, I could see how this will help spread that message of happiness.
Yeah, exactly. We need to be happy.
We
need
do. All right, love everyone in Facebook land. Make sure
Thanks,
you put your
everybody.
comments, and also sharing is caring. So if you thought this was powerful for you, make sure you share it with other people as well. All right, see you next Friday for another episode of Freedom Fridays. Peace.
Yes.